In today's video, I'm going to be showing you all the best Destiny 2 fashion in Ash and Iron. Now, I'll be showing over 80 unique transmogs from myself and my Discord, and if you would like to submit fashion for future videos, then be sure to join my Discord, which is linked in the description. Also, make sure you watch until the end because there is an exclusive emblem code hidden throughout this video. Anyways, leave a like and subscribe for more Destiny 2 fashion content. And with all out the way, let's get into the fashion. So I'm going to be starting off with the fashion that I made for the new Malpais exotic pulse rifle. The Hunter I think is the best one of the three classes, with my favourite part being the Bushido helm because it matches really well with the scope. Then here is the Warlock version I made, and this makes use of the new Verity robes and exotic ornaments. Finally, we have my Titan version, which I think I did a really good job at matching certain parts of the weapon with the armour, but feel free to let me know which of these new Malpais fashion is your favourite in the comments below. Now I want to move on to some prismatic fashion using the new Prism Scatter ornaments. This hunter of mine is pretty much my main fashion now when I'm using prismatic. I absolutely love how this looks with the new Taken helmet, and don't worry, you will be seeing more of the Taken armor shortly. But first, here is another prismatic fashion of mine, and this is instead for the Warlock. Though something you may not know is that the Prism Scatter ornaments have different styles depending on what exotic class item ornament you are using. You can see this with Nebula 87's Warlock. With this exotic ornament, the helmet will now have horns. Then moving on, we have Sir Stonks, which Titan uses the new Prism Scatter chestplate. You can see that it is a very detailed armor piece and works really well with Vox's Titan because of its very sharp aesthetic. Finally, we have Chig, which used the base version of the Prism Scatter chestplate in their Euphony exotic Titan fashion. There is some really nice consistency because of the grooves throughout all of the armor pieces, and I especially like the use of the new Desert Perpetual raid mark because the pattern on cloth flows really well into the grooves. Now, on the topic of raids, there is something big coming which you do not want to miss out on. All I can say is that this is a big crossover with an iconic franchise with some exclusive champions themed around this crossover, and this is all happening in Raid Shadow Legends. Just make sure to watch until the end to get some exclusive bonuses as well as a head start ready for the next big crossover coming to Raid. Now, this head start I'm talking about is the Ultimate Death Knight, which is a legendary champion you get for free by simply using my QR code and entering promo code UDKING. This is really going to help you as a new player progress through the campaign, as well as the large variety of content available to you at no cost. I personally really enjoyed going through the campaign using Sun Wukong, as they have incredible AoE damage, allowing me to clear waves quickly. But let's say you want something more self-sustaining, then the Ultimate Death Knight is a better pick for you, as they can not only heal when enemies heal, but shield your allies as well. What I'm trying to say is that there is very good build variety. Just make sure to download Raid using the QR code on screen or link in the pinned comment so that you do not miss out on bonuses like Instant Unlock Ultimate Galek and Epic Champion Zargala upon reaching level 15. And as a new player, you can pick one of these 6 legendary champions to start with by simply entering one of the promo codes shown. Anyways, be sure to join my clan or just add me in game, and I hope to see you all in Raid. Now, getting back into the fashion, we have Cloudless with their Furnace of the Mountain Titan, and by the way, these next few sets will be using the new Taken armor in different ways, like for example Vox, which made the helmet look like an ice crystal to match the Blastwave Strider's exotic. Sir Stonks used the helmet and chestplate to match the No Backup Plan's exotic ornaments, and I imagine with this fashion you can easily change the shader to make the glows match other subclasses. Techno Viking used the helmet to match the Eye of Sauron, and I used the helmet as well as the boots to make this full Magma Titan. Now, I really liked the boots from this set, so I decided to incorporate them in my Skull Splitter exotic fashion. Another fashion I really liked was from Cloudless and how they used the Taken chestplate with their Boogeyman Saint 14 Titan. Finally, we have another fashion from Vox, and they use the Taken chestplate with the Antaeus Ward's exotic. Onto some Warlock fashion, we have Onyx, which used the new Taken robes, and this fashion works extremely well with the new exotic ornament for the Eunoia exotic. Lord Eyepatch also used these robes for their Vex Guardian fashion. Absolutely love these robes in combination with this helmet and shader solid slate. Then we have some more Vex fashion with this set from Tac Jackal being themed around the Vault of Glass raid. Brump made a Vex Warlock Warlock using the new raid robes, as well as this Taken Vex Warlock from Nebula 87 using the new Taken shader Nothing Given. Now this leads me on to this full Taken Hunter fashion from Witchella. Trimedic used the new Taken cloak for their Cloudstrike themed hunter. Julicious created this unique zebra-like hunter using some of the new Taken armor. Cloudless actually managed to make the Kefri Stin exotic look good. DPT had a really nice use of the boots, transitioning the glow into the Morai exotic chestplate. Finally, I decided to revisit one of my older fashion sets for the Mothkeeper's exotic, and all I did was replace the helmet with the new Taken one, and I must say I think this really completes the look. Now I want to move on to some fashion using the new Season Pass ornaments, starting off with my Outbreak Warlock using the new robes, and I think a lot of people in the community are sleeping on these ornaments. Not to say that it's all good, the Warlock helmet definitely looks like a PS5, but when used properly you can make some really unique fashion like this Tessellation Warlock from Cloudless. Dajo 3 created this really unique origami Warlock, and Brump used the robes for their Getaway Artist exotic fashion. Now Cloudless also had some pretty good fashion for the other classes. They found that the Hunter boots flow really well into the Warmind Avatar vest, and that the helmet can work really well for more tactical Hunter fashion, though their best one in my opinion is their Black and Gold Titan, which I think is an incredible use of the new helmet. And speaking of the helmet, Brump used the max rank helmet for their Peregrine Greaves Titan. Shy Guy had a very similar idea but for the Dune Matches exotic. And finally we have D2 Fashion Germany, which used the helmet to match the Hardlight exotic. I also quite like the use of the Jade Rabbit arms in this fashion, and this actually leads me on to their Hunter fashion, which uses the Jade Rabbit helmet and is fully based off the red exotic ornament for the Jade Rabbit. Grimm's used parts of this set to make their Titan look like the base version of the Jade Rabbit, and they also have this Destiny 1 inspired Warlock, which has some very good attention to detail using the bonds to match the symbol on the robes. Nebula 87 and Simple use the Jade Rabbit robes for their Tech Warlock fashion, and finally I decided to use the Hunter helmet in a different way and based my Hunter fashion off of Hornet from Hollow Knight Silksong. Now moving on to a mix of different fashion, we have this Titan from Trimedic based off the new Cloud Render exotic ornament for Sturm. Juicebox used the new Rhymecoat Raiment exotic ornament and themed their fashion around the Icebreaker exotic. Cloudless made this really cool looking hunter which they call the Eater of Stars. They also made this Knight hunter using parts of the new Iron Banner set. Here is a Knight fashion that I made using the new Iron Banner helmet, and I also found this helmet to work extremely well with my Knight of Astora hunter fashion, which if you don't know is based off Dark Souls. Sparrow made a really good Knight set for Titans using the new Iron Banner boots. Then here is the Guardian of Atlantis Titan that I made using the new exotic ornament for the Melis Panoplia. Chig made this Deep Sea Warlock which has a good use of shaders, making all the armor pieces flow nicely because they all look like bone. For any of you that like more grounded fashion, we have this Cosmodrome Scavenger from Prophet of Future. Finally, I made this Knight themed fashion for each class using the new Call to Arms helm ornament. Anyways, I now want to move on to my favourite spooky fashion from during the Festival of the Lost Halloween event. Starting off with Techno Viking and their Pharaoh's Guard Titan. Cloudless made an Undead Pirate. Julicious based their hunter off of the Skull Splitter exotic ornament, but what I especially love is their moth themed hunter fashion, as well as their Scarecrow hunter. Ian made a Carnage suit Warlock. Simple made the tentacles on the robes look like branches to match the Briarbind's exotic. Crayon made this really unique Chained Titan. D2 Fashion Germany made this super edgy Death Knight hunter. Chobwalk based their Titan off of a Xenomorph. Prophet of Future made a Colonial Space Marine with the green markings on the chest being Xenomorph blood. Here is Nebula 87 Space Invader Warlock, which also comes with a really cool screenshot. Then Primo made a really creepy Saint 14 Titan, making it crimson with spider legs. Speaking of spiders, Dips based their hunter off of Lala collab arena from Monster Hunter Wilds. Strand made their hunter look like the ghost buddies which were in the tower during the Festival of the Lost event. Vanquish based their hunter off of a Death Eater from Harry Potter. Then onto some enemy based fashion, we have Wit and their Husk Hunter. They even made their Titan look like Nezarec, the God of Pain. Witchella made their Warlock look like the Hive Wizard Omnigul. Jesus based their Titan off of Rolk. And finally we have Wit once again with their hunter that looks like Oryx. Now for these final picks, I chose my favourite cosplay fashion in Ash and Iron. So to start, we have Vanquish and their hunter based off Deku from My Hero Academia. For any of you that watched the Vanos crew, they also made their Titan look like H2O Delirious. And they also made their Warlock look like Red Hood from DC Comics. Then we have Jazz, which is ready for Renegades with their Fennec Shand hunter. Techno Viking made a Doom Guy Titan. Easily the best Doom based fashion I've seen in Destiny 2. V used the new max rank helm ornaments to look like Daft Punk. Strand made their hunter look like the Farsis Reformation Vex. Techno also made this really good King of the Seven Seas Titan. Resident Sniper based their hunter off of Simon Ghost Riley from Call of Duty. I did make my own version of this, but it is based off a newer version of Ghost. And finally, to end the video, here is my Taskmaster hunter fashion, and this is based off a Marvel character. Anyways, that is the best Destiny 2 fashion in Ash and Iron. If you managed to find and redeem the exclusive emblem codes that was hidden throughout this video, then be sure to comment down below that you got it. Thank you to everyone for submitting fashion for this showcase. And if you would like to submit fashion for future videos, then be sure to join my Discord. And also feel free to comment which fashion in this video is your favourite. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and subscribe for more Destiny 2 fashion content. Check out Raid Shadow Legends through the QR code on screen or link in the pinned comment and description. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember, the fashion is the true end game.